If you were to look up the definition of fate, it is defined as the development of events beyond a person's control, regarded as determined by supernatural power, and also the verb version is be destined to happen, turn out, or act in a particular way. And One Piece, it deals with fate in a lot of different ways. I think it goes in tow with inherited will. And I think my favorite moment dealing with fate has to be Zoro, where he talks about Kawamatsu and Hirugo talk about him bringing the Shusui back, the fact that it was stolen from Wano and now it's returned by somebody that looks like its previous user, and he fights like his previous user is kind of weird, and I think that's interesting in how Oda talks about fate. And Nico Robin, her fate or her how she lives her life, it's kind of set in stone. The fact that she's cursed with knowledge and she's always on the run. And it sucks because it's been like this ever since she was 8 years old, that someone has constantly been after her, and people have sold her out, even like just a little girl trying to take refuge and doing anything that they can to survive, and the people, they just turn their back on and sell her out. There's pirates, revolutionaries, warlords, bounty hunters, the world government, they're all after Nico Robin. All of this because she has the ability to read poneglyphs. This takes us back to her flashback of Ohara, the fact that those scholars were the ones who can read the poneglyphs. And the reason why that's so important is because on the poneglyphs, it has the missing 100-year void century, everything that happened. We know that there's some people who know about it. Rayleigh's one of them, and Roger's one of them. Like people in his crew, except for like Shanks and I think Buggy, and which is one of the reasons why Rayleigh, his bounty, it hasn't gone away. I mean, besides the fact he was on the Pirate King's crew, but that's another reason. But also there's red poneglyphs. If you read all four of them, it teaches you how to get the Laughdale. And the world government, we don't necessarily know why they fear reading of the poneglyphs and learning about the true history, but we speculate they probably did something of a disservice to the world, especially with probably the celestial dragons. But there was the Ohara massacre when the people of Ohara were killed, and especially the scholars, that's who they were going after. But Akainu, I don't want to say feared, but he made the executive decision to kill all the people of Ohara, even the citizens that weren't scholars, just in case a scholar tried to sneak on board one of the ships. And Nico Robin is the last survivor of Ohara and the last scholar, so she is one of the last people who can read the poneglyphs. This takes us back to Wano. The arc, for a lot of it, Nico Robin was talked about that she needed to be captured and she needed to be kidnapped by multiple people. There was that scene with with Black Maria, and it's just recently been animated how they kidnapped Sanji. He was being tortured, being beaten to a pulp until he called out to Robin, and he did. Everybody knew that it was a trap, because of how important she is to the One Piece world, but he still called out to her anyway, and she ended up saving him. Kaido and Big Mom on the rooftop, they had the conversation about, we need to keep Nico Robin alive and capture her because Puddin has yet to unlock her third eye, which has the potential to read the poneglyphs. And there was times during the arc where Robin was running away from CP0 because they wanted to capture her. Rob Lucci gave the order to capture Nico Robin. And in chapter 1052, CP0 is talking with the Goris. They're talking about, hey, are we able to kidnap Nico Robin? And then they're intercepted by Admiral Ryokugyu, I think that's how you pronounce it. And so he is on his way to Wano. We don't necessarily know what he's going to do because Akainu said don't do anything rash, but he is headed to Wano, and we know that there was a lot of talk in that chapter about Nico Robin. And this takes us back to Zhao and how Nekomamushi says that Nico Robin will be targeted because now that they have multiple road poneglyphs in their possession or have read them, they read the one in Zhao, read the one in, well, at least they got a rubbing in Whole Cake Island, and we speculate that they probably got the one that Kaido has been keeping, maybe at Onigashima, maybe at the Fire Capital, who knows where it's at, but it is in Kaido's possession and they might have it. So that means 3 out of the 4 of them are red, so one more and then they get to go to Laughdale. And so he says, yo, you're gonna be wanted. And Nico Robin's like, that's cool. I have strong friends in order to protect me. And this is something I want to talk about. I did a video a while ago talking about Nico Robin's bounties. It's one of my earlier videos on the channel, and I'll leave it in the description. But I thought her bounty was too low from the beginning because of the threat she faces. I mean, granted, I know that now, after 1052, that the bounties of different characters have gone up. We don't know what they are yet, but Nico Robin, hers probably went up. But I think even though at a young age, right, of 8, hers was at 80 million, I think that's, pretty good, or a good bounty for her to have at being 8 years old. But the older she gets, the more mature she gets, the smarter she gets, the more she can use her devil fruit better. Her survivability, it goes up. So I think they should have increased her bounty along with her age. But in chapter 1052, Nico Robin is actually missing. The last time that we saw her was when she was with the crew, with that scene of Yamato introducing herself in the 1051. She wasn't there when Luffy and Zoro awakened. She wasn't there for the bath scene. So we're questioning, where the heck is Nico Robin at? Now, I don't think she's missing. I think Oda did this to create suspense with a lot of concern for her as a character because of Admiral showing up. But I mean, if you look at it logically, the crew would not be partying and doing all this, having a nonchalant, happy attitude if Nico Robin was actually kidnapped. But let's just say Green Bull is going with the intention to kidnap Robin. How would that work? Because in this arc we fought 2 Yonkos and Yonko commanders, and on the crew, knowing that Yamato is going to join, they have Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Jinbei, and Yamato, where 3 of them are Conqueror's users, 3 of them can use Advanced Conquerors, and that they all fought against a Yonko and that they held their own. Yamato, Luffy, and Zoro fought a Yonko temporarily and held their own. Granted, Kaido was weakened a little bit, but that's still impressive. And Sanji's nothing to sleep on. He went against Queen, somebody that has a billion-berry bounty. Jinbei's a former warlord. So if they were to go against 5-on-1, they're beating him, and it's not even close. And even if, let's just say, like, Luffy can take him probably on his own, a healthy Luffy, a healthy Zoro, a healthy Yamato, I think that they're more than enough to take on Green Bull. So I think Green Bull is losing that fight. And when you look at the power balance, you would think that they would send more than just him, because one, they deem people new emperors of the sea, and more likely not, Luffy is one of them. But Yonkos, they have their territories and their allies, so Yonkos, they play a threat, which is why the power balance in One Piece is very important. Warlords, the Admirals, the Yonko, which is why whenever Moria and Crocodile were defeated, they were so adamant of founding another warlord in order to make 7. And then also, they never went to different territories in order to take down these Yonko. They always just kept them at bay and made sure they weren't doing anything rash, which is why whenever Ace was kidnapped, Whitebeard put up a marine fort, and that's why it was such a massive war. Look at all they had to do in order to take down Whitebeard, right? They had the warlords, they had admirals, they had vice admirals, they had a lot of people there. But I do want to mention about Oda repeating things, right? Oda's a masterful author, so him repeating stuff, it doesn't bother me. For example, there's Sanji and Usopp versus Luffy. Personally, I think the second one was better. And then there's Dressrosa and Alabasta. I think Alabasta was better. I think that Doflamingo was the better villain. But even though you do repeat some things, sometimes it can be hard to get it right the second time or outdo something that was already pretty good, which Enies Lobby was one of those arcs, Enies Lobby / Water 7. If you look at it, Enies Lobby is in most One Piece fans' top 3. Most One Piece fans, their favorite is either Marineford or Enies Lobby. And in terms of rescue arcs, Enies Lobby was up there, in my opinion, with the Sasuke retrieval arc and the Soul Society, which are respectable rescue arcs in anime. Enies Lobby had a lot of scenes. I Want to Live, Robin, she leaving the crew, sacrificing herself, had different gears, the crew pulling up, saying Robin's family, etc. And so So that's a possibility that Robin could be the focal point of the final war going on, but we also have to wait to see what is happening outside of Wano with Boa Hancock and Kobe, with Sabo and Vivi. Who's going to be the final focal point? Will it be Vivi because she was a former Straw Hat? Will it be Boa Hancock because of her ties with Luffy? Or will it be Sabo because he's the brother, and then that would be Marineford 2.0? Will Luffy be able to save his brother successfully the second time? But in conclusion, Robin is definitely being targeted. I mean, to be fair, she's been targeted her whole life, but it was mentioned how much more her being caught and captured is, like, they highlighted more that it was very urgent, and that was in Zao, which was like 6 to 7 years ago. And then like the actual threat of kidnapping her was at Enies Lobby with CP9, which was I think in 2006, so that's like 15-16 years ago, right? But the crew has gotten stronger, but at the same time the threat is more prominent now than ever, and where admirals are pulling up and probably even more marines, more pirates, more bounty hunters, etc. are trying to get their hands on her. But it kind of sucks because Nico Robin, she is considered the devil child, but she's actually one of the kindest characters in the series. But let me know what you guys think about Nico Robin and how she is fated to constantly be on the run. And do you guys think that she's going to get captured in the next chapter? But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video from my Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. Is on the screen in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.